saw the light that day by the 88. Now, I have to tell you, I watched, like Michael said, we watched videos, and I watched the making of the fortune teller. And basically what I got out of it, it was nothing that was planned. It was all spontaneous. And you guys switched up your instruments. Was that like that for the whole LP, or is it just for that song?
It was like
it.
that. Sorry. Yeah, it was for. We did that pretty much. Most of the record is Adam playing guitar and me on piano, and Todd plays. Our bass player plays a lot of acoustic guitar, electric guitar. We didn't record bass live, so he was free to play kind of anything else that was laying around or anything he felt like playing in that moment. And they're all live takes. So there's very, very few punch-ins. Our drummer, we were all in one room in Adam's living room. So our drummer was not playing like a standard kit. I don't think there's any hi-hat on the whole record. So he's playing just, he's approaching it differently, which was the only thing that I remember talking about before we started recording, was that was something we were interested in, is not having big rock drums. And because it was almost impossible to do it with all the bleed in the same room. If he was too loud, it would kind of maybe affect everything else, but also just listening to like Beatles, later era Beatles records, and noticing, like, I don't know if you've heard those recordings that have gone around where you can hear the separated tracks, and so I remember listening to that stuff and going, wow, he's barely playing anything on drums, like, and so it leaves a lot of space, because I think in recordings, drums take up a lot of room, and it's cool. I mean, and I think the record we did before this last one was way more us just live in a studio, like bashing, and so I think we've always, I think, reacted to what we've just done and wanted to do something different, and that was the beginning of the process. But then how it all unfolded with me playing piano and all that stuff was never never planned out.
Do you find new stuff as you're recording? Because and watching the videos, it just seems like you guys sort of discovered all of these, your own techniques and your own kind of ways of doing things. Was that intentional, or do you have a background in that, or how did that evolution happen?
Well, Adam's great. I mean, he's always been great at recording things. A great engineer. He just has, and a great producer, and not just the knowledge of the equipment and music, but also just his personality and working with people and patience and all the things it takes, because I think most people don't realize that it takes a certain type of person to even be able to thrive at that, you know, and I don't have those qualities, you know, so
no.
I think we've been doing that stuff forever. It's always been a good match in that way, and then also, like, Todd in our band he's like Todd and Adam. I mean, I'm speaking for Adam right now. You should be talking, Adam, but they did so much work as far as the nuts and bolts and all the mixing and all the recording, like just getting sounds and all that stuff. Really is all Adam and Todd.
And the only thing I would say, everything you said was right, except I wouldn't call it work. I would definitely call it pleasure. I mean, because we truly enjoy mixing and recording and spending time with each other. So we're really lucky that we get to, look forward to getting together to do mixing and hear the song for the 300th time. So it just it works out. Everybody has a role in the band, and it seems to work out really well.
It comes out in your guys' videos. I mean, just in terms of like band communication and teamwork, and just you exude having fun playing music. Do any of you have a filmmaking background by any chance, or do you just do? I mean, is it just kind of spontaneous? How did that come about?
It's spontaneous. We do most of our own videos, and we're lucky to have Eric Swertney, who did the video for I Saw the Light That Day, and he's done other videos with us. So we just kind of. I think we just like being creative and keeping ourselves busy with something, whether it's shooting a movie or recording a song or playing in our rehearsal space or whatever. I mean, it seems like we just like keeping this going and coming up with new ideas and really that's all that it's come down to right now. There's nothing else other than that that's on our mind or on our radar or any plans or anything. It's just more of like, okay, tomorrow we're getting together, and then what's after that? We have no idea. But that's what's been working for 3 or 4 hours for the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, up until then, we always had this big plan and ideas, and we're trying to control where we're going to be and who we're going to play for, all these things. And now we've just come to realize that it's really out of our control. As long as we are staying busy and having a good time, then everything else kind of falls around that. And then we get in, like, we didn't plan on playing with Ray Davies, and we didn't even plan on making the Fortune Teller record. We just got together, like, hey, you guys want to get together this weekend, maybe do some recording. And then it just happens with as simple as that. We put up some microphones. We didn't even have the songs. We didn't even have, like, a single song. Maybe Keith was toying around with something. I'm not sure. But I know that when we got together to start recording, there were no ideas. And then within, I think we got together 4 times, and there was like 30 songs, 35 songs.
Oh,
and
my
then
God.
from there we just edited it down to the 10, which ended up on Fortune Teller. But, yeah, that's the thing with us. It's like it's very simple. There's no pressure or anything, and I think that is what has been making it work for us.
I love what you're saying about you don't know necessarily what you're going to do, but you do keep switching it up. And I think a lot of people talk about fan engagement, but you guys seem like it's band engagement in terms of being able to. You're not doing the same thing over and over again. You guys are actually keeping it fresh for each other and challenging each other to do different things and fun things, and still staying true to yourselves. I think there's a lot to learn for other bands, especially bands coming up that might be short on ideas, to think about like how they can have a good time doing it. So I think you guys stand for a really cool thing with the videos and just all the music that you're putting out.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, I have to say, too, that I just absolutely love your silent movies you guys did. I was laughing so hard. And the one with What's Wrong with Adam, you tortured the poor guy, but the mud coffee finally did the trick. Now, why did you guys decide to do silent movies?
Again, that was just something that probably popped in my head during, like, taking a shower or something. And
that's like even our video before I Saw the Light that day. I mean, that was just Todd had an idea of someone doing magic, like you know, and then we're like, okay, who do we know? And we're lucky that we know Rob Zabrecki, the guy. He's amazing. I mean, if you guys don't know about him, like he's so great, and so we like kind of like friends of friends and asked him if he wanted to do it, and he said yes. And we're like, and then there you go. And then we have this one take, one shot video, and it's really, really simple. Whereas like I think kind of what Adam was talking about maybe 3 or 4 years ago, everything was hard. The more people you have involved, the more stuff you have going on. It's like it's really hard just to do what you want to do. I mean, you can do it, but it's almost like my attitude then was, I mean, when we were on a label and we were making this record, and I remember going home and then recording what I wanted to record at home. It was almost like going to, a job, and I think some people can do that, and I think it's just with music or anything that you're passionate about that you've always done. It's always been very natural, and you've never had to think about it. To make it, to find yourself in a spot where it feels totally unnatural is just such a dark place to be, and it's funny how easy it can happen, and you think, oh, that couldn't happen to me. It's like the oldest story in the book, and yet there we were, like not even really playing. That's what was so crazy. We were talking about playing and so off the beam, but yet not seeing it because we were so focused on what is this going to get us? What's next? What's and the greatest thing that ever happened is that nothing happened out of that. That there wasn't any quote-unquote success that came along with that record or that didn't catch on, and that the label wasn't into it, that we weren't into it. It was the best thing that happened, because I think that's when you can really get messed up, is when you start making stuff that you're not even really into, and then if it does catch on, then you're stuck.
Right.
I imagine. I haven't experienced that, but I can see just in my little small degree of getting pulled away from what's important, or, just my little tiny experience with it. I could see how hard it could be for people that are really famous or, get sucked into that world kind of. So for us, we're totally out of that. I mean, there's something, it can be a scary place at times in my mind. But for the most part, and the great thing is that when you have each other, it's not just one person. We kind of keep each other in check, and it's really hard to go down that path with three other guys in the same room. It's like, wait, what are we doing? Why? To look each other in the eye and feel good about what we're doing. It's good that we're all have been through these things together, and we're all pretty much on the same page. That's a gift, because who can ever tell in any relationship that you're going to grow along the same line,
That's so very true.
Especially when it comes to business and art and everything else like that. I mean, there's a lot of bands that could have gone a different route if it didn't work out with the label, and just being able to have that. I think it says a lot about you guys to have that self-determination to pull it together and not just do it, but you seem really happy about it. It honestly sounds like a really healthy thing for you to have gone through to experience it, but not to the degree where you got stuck into it. And with an independent mindset, I mean, you guys don't have to answer to anybody, I would assume, other than each other. That's got to be a pretty empowering place to be as musicians.
Yeah.
But again, that's why it's what we're talking to you now. If it was the other way, that we would have been broken up, 4 or 5 years ago. But
what was that?
That's the thing.
What was that like for your band to have to go through? I mean, was it just a unified decision of we're just going to do this because we've been together? I mean, was there hesitation? I mean, how? And not that you want to go through that period again, but I'm just saying for a band that might face something like that going down the road. I mean, what is there any advice that you could give from